really pleased to welcome onto stage Kerry and Ben, if you'd like to come up. Ben, Madin Senior Director for Product Management at Bamboo Rose, and Kerry, the Sustainability Manager at No7 Beauty Company. And as you can see, talking about collaboration with suppliers to drive sustainability and resilience. I'll hand over to you both. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Welcome to stage 2 on day 2. Lots of good sessions yesterday, and hopefully we've got a short but interesting conversation to have with you today. My name is Ben Madin. I'm Senior Director of Product Management at Bamboo Rose, and I have with me Kerry Robinson, who's a Global Sustainability Manager at No7 Beauty Company. We'd like to talk to you a bit today about how No7's had success using Bamboo Rose supplier relationship management to improve supplier engagement and overcome challenges, particularly in changing regulatory requirements and particularly in the space of sustainability, as we know that that's an area that is constantly evolving. Supplier relationship management, from our point of view, is mostly about how we engage suppliers in an ongoing conversation beyond their sort of day-to-day work, rather than just on a transactional basis, being able to engage suppliers in every aspect of your relationship with them. And I would say, I meant to add to that comment, I had a conversation with Tim just before this, and there's obviously a lot of conversations here about how your supply chain itself is sustainable, or how you can make it more sustainable. We're mostly talking today about how the products that we bring into our supply chain can be monitored and made more sustainable, and how we ensure our suppliers are helping us with that. And we find that unengaged suppliers are more likely to fall behind on your brand standards, often deliver lower quality products, and have trouble maintaining their environmental and social obligations. So SRM is really helping organisations to share those key standards that they're trying to achieve, monitor their performance metrics, and direct them to educational material that they can use to improve their performance. So, Kerry, before we start, perhaps you could give us a bit of background. What do you do and your responsibilities at No7?
Sure. So I work mainly with our brand and product development teams at No7 Beauty Company, helping to set the sustainability strategy and the targets, and ensuring that the products that we bring into the business under those brands are meeting our sustainability requirements. The reason that I'm here today is that I also have a secondary job, which is where I lead the SRM platform for the whole of the Walgreens Boots Alliance umbrella group. So that is for all own brand product, we collect sustainability data on the SRM platform for the product and the packaging, and we usually call this hub the sustainability hub within our business, and we've got about 1,000 own brand suppliers who access that hub to provide the data. So under the Walgreens Boots Alliance group, we have Walgreens owned brand, which is obviously in the US, Boots own brand, which a lot of you here today will know about, based in the UK, and then we also have No7 Beauty Company brands, so that's Liz Earle, Soap and Glory, Botanics, and of course No7.
Fantastic. And reflecting on your experience at No7, what challenges were you facing that sort of led you to look for a supplier engagement platform?
So previously, we used to send out kind of hundreds of emails to our global supply base, which is about 1,000 suppliers globally, when we needed to get any data for reporting on our products or our packaging. We used to send lots of data Excel collection templates, and it all used to go through our kind of global sourcing team, who tended to be the relationship owners for a lot of our suppliers globally. And they tended to have contacts at the suppliers who were key account managers. They weren't often the data owners for the type of data that we needed, because we typically need data on packaging and product technical information, which is then, a product technologist at the organisation. So we weren't getting, the responses that we needed. We were having a lot of chasing emails, and it just wasn't really an engaging way to speak with our suppliers. And as you mentioned earlier, Ben, the regulations are rapidly increasing in the field of sustainability and changing and evolving. And also the climate crisis is forcing businesses to act and to change and evolve their sustainability strategies really regularly. So that means that we really needed a more engaging and effective way to speak with our suppliers, not only to kind of ask for data on our products and packaging, but also to share our sustainability strategies and bring them on that sustainability journey with us, because we really needed them to help support that journey in order for us to achieve our goals.
That's fantastic. And how do you use Bamboo Rose SRM today?
So today we use the Sustainability Hub in order to collect products and packaging sustainability information on all of our own brand products. And we have now a standardised and automated approach. So we ask for data from our suppliers during that product development phase, when we find that our suppliers are most engaged with us as a business, and they have the right people at that point in time in order to provide that data to us, so we get a much better response rate. So when also new regulations come on board, we're able to adapt our data asks to the suppliers in order to get additional information on the products that we might need, or the packaging. And that is done all via the system, and it ensures that we can then check whether the products that are on the market are going to be compliant with the new regulations. We can also share our knowledge with them, because there's a knowledge bank on the system that allows us to share communication, share updates to our strategy, and just really engage them and influence them and help them to bring them on the journey with us to achieve our sustainability goals.
And do they, obviously, as you bring them all onto this platform, they're getting more information. How's the supplier community responded to that?
So they generally say that the platform's really intuitive and easy to use. There's a lot of drop-down kind of set and standardised information on there, so it's really easy for them to import the data. They love the fact that they can have unlimited users from their organisation as part of that system. So, for example, they can have multiple packaging technologists or formulators or product technologists accessing their organisational data, filling in that information for them, so they get the right people to fill it in. They can also then adapt and change their contact lists as and when they have leavers and joiners in their own businesses. They also really like our knowledge area, where we can share information with them. So every time we have a data ask, we link to a topic in the knowledge bank, and we can explain how to fill in the data in the data ask. We can give them information to explain what that topic is all about, and we can also explain what our business target is for that topic and what our ask of them as a supplier is. So, for example, palm oil. In cosmetics, it's a really big thing. So we ask for very specific information where there's palm-containing ingredients in our formulations. And we link them to the knowledge bank, where it gives them information about sustainable and unsustainable palm. It gives them information about the certification descriptions for certifications you can get for the palm ingredients, and it also tells them that as a business we only accept RSPO certified palm in any own brand products that we have. The other massive big advantage and the biggest positive feedback that we get from the suppliers is that we're now asking them at the right time in the product development process, right up front, when they're gathering data, technical data for the manufacturing, for the products, for the packaging, they can then input the data at that point in time, so it's already to hand, so it's not a big ask for them. As per the previous process, we used to kind of ask them for a mass upload of information on a very specific topic all at one go, when it wasn't really at front of mind for them as a business.
No, fantastic. And now that you've got this community that's engaged, how's that improved No7's ability to respond to sort of changing regulations?
So we definitely have a much more engaged supplier community now. So we have over 90% response rate during that product development phase
and
for our data asks.
And what was it before, do you think?
I'd probably say about 25-30%. We used to extrapolate a lot of data before. So we used to get kind of our key suppliers to provide that information and then do a lot of extrapolation, which isn't great from a business point of view, because you often overestimate on a lot of the measures. We also can have the information available immediately to us ahead of even placing that purchase order with that product or packaging item, so we can make really informed decisions now on whether we need to modify the product or the packaging ahead of actually launching it. And the other massive benefit for us is that we get immediate access to the aggregated reporting for those on-market products. So when we do need to do a regulatory report or we have a compliance request, we can immediately kind of look at that information and gather reports to submit or gather information on our products. We can really easily do those ad hoc requests that we sometimes get from maybe an NGO when there's maybe kind of a risk market for a particular natural commodity. We can immediately look at that information on the system and kind of risk assess our portfolio with that information. So it's just amazingly efficient in comparison to what we used to do before, which was a manual aggregation of lots of different Excel reports. And yeah, we can just really easily find that information that we need to make the right decisions for the business and drive that sustainability agenda forwards.
Fantastic. Well, that's all we really wanted to cover. So thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate your input, and I'm happy to take any questions. But if you either now or if you wanted to meet with us later on, we're happy to discuss it further.
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions that follow? We've got a microphone somewhere in the room. I'm going to go and get a microphone because
I can probably hear you from there. On the line, yeah.
Cheers. There we go. I should have had that in my pocket, shouldn't I?
Hi guys, good insights, thank you. Question around the platform and its kind of other uses. Do you also gather from the suppliers your things like the logistics data? So weights and measures, dimensions, barcodes, all these things that your supply chain and logistics teams will need, and how well integrated is the sustainability part of the business and that part of the business to all make use of the same platform?
It's probably best, I'll take that one. Kerry with number 7 is using Bamboo Rose's supply relationship management, but Bamboo Rose is a much broader platform that goes from product lifecycle management through sourcing all the way through logistics, and that's where we would capture things like dimensions, freight methods, port of, exactly how the product is coming into the business and how it's being transported. And SRM augments that, because a lot of what we're doing within the core platform is that, as I said, that day-to-day business. So we're developing a product, we're sourcing it, we're capturing all that sort of information. But then what happens when you're not in that cycle and you're just wanting to gather some additional information from a supplier or about their products or about their operations? That's where sort of SRM really comes into that sort of ad hoc data capture, because they're trying to do it what we call off cycle. So I'm not in the process, I'm trying to gather information outside the process. Because as we were talking about, as new regulations come in, it's very hard to sort of go back and adapt your entire development and sourcing process for that new regulation. And even when you do, you've still got a very long lag time of gathering that information for all the products that you bring into your business.
Thank you. Any other questions? One here. We have a microphone zooming round. Look, I made him zoom.
Sorry for making you run there. I was just interested to find out, is there any data capture on an increase in sales as a result of adopting a more sustainable policies? I know the main emphasis is the, I guess, ethical responsibilities, but are you able to capture more on the sort of PR and sales aspect from end users that adopting these more sustainable policies is, I guess, good for business as well?
Yeah, definitely. So, but we do monitor. We have kind of ongoing monitoring of, I guess, the sales performance versus the change in sustainability credentials of the products. So we do some kind of ad hoc, monitoring of that as and when we change. And I guess it depends on some of the things that we do change and work on with regards to our sustainability credentials. We don't necessarily talk to our customers about, but some other things we do. So if it's something that we're going to kind of publicly talk about and engage our customers with, that's when we often see an increase in sales performance. But yeah, the system allows us to run kind of reports over various times in order to kind of track those changes.
Thank you.
There was we had an amazing sustainability live conference just 2 weeks ago, and actually that very subject was one of the huge themes throughout. That the sustainability issues are actually driving profits and are actually driving investment. So yeah, it's a really exciting development. I was just thinking as you were talking how much we all miss Excel spreadsheet data dumps. But no, in seriousness, hearing about the actual impact it's had on your business and your suppliers' businesses is fantastic. Thank you both very much. Fascinating start to our day on stage 2. And as Ben said, if you need to, or certainly want to, have any follow-ups with Ben and Bamboo Rose and Kerry, if you're around, your stand is out there. And of course, for our colleagues and friends watching online, to get in contact with Bamboo Rose online and all questions answered.
Certainly.
Absolutely. Thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're back into...